Alright, well, it is Christmas time, and not every year, but I'd say every other year I make smoked salmon dip for my family. When me and my wife got married, we went on a cruise to Alaska on the Crown Princess, that magnet ship. We went fishing in Ketchikan with this guide, Darren. I don't remember his charter name, but he was amazing. Well, he had this smoked salmon dip that was out of this world. And I learned how to cure and smoke salmon off of YouTube and doing some reading. So I'm going to show you my process and how to make smoked salmon. It's not super lengthy, but it does take a substantial amount of time, like 6 hours probably start to finish. But about 3 hours is really nothing going on as far as cooking goes. It's more curing and some other stuff I'll tell you when we get there. But seeing as how I got 3 hours to kill, I'm going to try smoking salt. Not bath salts like the crazy people in Florida do, but smoking coarse sea salt with hickory wood to try that out. I received a gift one year of applewood smoked salt, and it was amazing. You got a really good smoky flavor just by adding the special salt. So I'm going to try to make some of that while preparing the salmon before it goes on the smoker. So I'm going to let you kind of know what I do as I do it for the smoked salt. So for our smoked salt experiment that you guys get to be part of, I got a big old honking thing of coarse sea salt. I'm going to maybe do 2 or 3 cups in a full-size steam table aluminum disposable pan. Taster Tank's being a bad little puppy right now, digging through the garbage like a bad dog. Can't believe that guy. A smoker tube, the little 6-inch amazing smoking tube that I normally been using for our cold smoking cheese. I'm going to do that one full batch worth, so about 2 hours of smoke. And that, what we're going to do is we're going to put a decent layer of salt on one side of this, and then put a little bit of foil down on the inside, poke some holes on the side that will house the smoker tube, so that way air goes through, and then a couple holes on the other side to get a cross flow of ventilation so we don't snuff out our smoke, our little smoker salt box thing. So I'm going to start putting that together to show you guys what it looks like, and then get it lit and then start doing salmon. So what I got here is 2 cups of salt. I measured it out. It's weird to think about penetration of smoke and not into meat, because the meat will absorb it. I'm not really sure how the salt's going to do. So I spread it out kind of thin as I could do it without being uncovered. Gonna throw a couple holes here, a couple on top, and some on the side by the smoke tube. We'll get this project started and finish on salmon. Alright, you can see we got the smoke tube on one side. We're going to put the lid on it and hopefully not snuff out this smoke. And let it just do its thing. Smoke us some salt. Alright, well, I got this going. Made 2 holes a little bit bigger on the smoking outside to help with the airflow. We'll see how this goes. Well, it's about 2.5 hours roughly, and our little salt smoker box kind of quit smoking, so we're gonna look at it and see what it looks like together. I haven't seen this. Shoot, gotta drop that. Huh. It definitely smells smoky. I'm not sure what I think about it, because the salt kind of feels like it was wet, sort of, from the smoke condensing or something like that. I'm not really sure. But I do know this salt is no longer white. Has a couple of really dark spots from where the salt, not the salt, the smoke condensed and made liquid smoke, so to speak. And fell down in there. There's a real dark spot right there. So I'll put this in a baggie, get the smoker lit for the salmon so it's ready to go. So in order to smoke salmon, you obviously need salmon. Whether you catch it yourself or buy it from Costco like I did. Salmon, I'm not going to say salmon because there's obviously different types of salmon. Ocean salmon versus river salmon. There's many options. Just get whatever salmon you like for this. So you're going to need a non-reactive container, meaning glass or stainless steel. Aluminum reacts with things, and I just try to keep certain things out of metal. So this I always do in glass. So a glass Pyrex casserole dish, baking dish, whatever you like to call it, will work. You need salt, thyme, like literal thyme, not the seasoning thyme. And you don't have to use this, but I highly recommend it, is those cookie, baking, roasting rack things I talked about for moving cheese and lots of little pieces, like pig shots, which we'll get a video up sooner than later, hopefully. It helps it from sticking to your grill grates, keeping your grates clean, keeping salmon off your grill, a lot of things. So I always use a grill grate, an extra grate, because it's easier to move in and out. And also when you're forming the pellicle, which is a step, it helps with that as well. So I'm going to start getting the salmon together. So the first thing we got to do is take our salmon out. I hope this doesn't have skin. That's nice. It doesn't. One less thing to do. One thing you always have to be certain to do is rinse off your salmon, but also check it for pin bones, which is along right in here, and you always go against the muscle grains to feel them. I ain't feeling any, which I'm glad, because those are a pain to deal with. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half and then rinse it, and then we will do our dry brine. But it felt like something right here. There's pin bones there, which sucks to deal with. Anyway, I'm going to cut this in half, rinse it, and then show you how to dry brine salmon. It's just like making lox, but not nearly as long, because you're not trying to completely cure it into dried salmon jerky, basically, which is kind of like what lox is. And then cut you right there. These are a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. I didn't know they were folded in half in the package. So I'll be giving some salmon away to a couple lucky friends. Okay, so we have our salmon. We rinsed it off. What I like to do is put a nice liberal coat of salt across the bottom of whatever I'm putting my salmon into, because that way it gets salt on the bottom. And then I press my salmon against it. Then I do a nice, fairly heavy layer of salt, because the salt is going to pull out the moisture and firm up the salmon and help give it a little salty flavor. But you can't over salt it if you leave this on too long. But if you do this with a little bit of salt, well, a little bit of salt, you can do a longer dry brine time. I do more salt, less time. For me, it's just, I like to do it that way. I also don't put brown sugar in my dry brine like a lot of people do. You can find that all over YouTube. people telling people you gotta have brown sugar in your salmon to smoke it. You don't really necessarily have to, but you really could if you wanted to. I personally don't. I don't like sweet salmon. I like smoked salmon to be kind of pure and smoked salmon-y, not sugar smoked salmon-y. Anyway, you keep doing this with your salt. Keep covering everything up. Might look like a crazy lot of salt, but the salt is going to pull moisture out of this salmon, and we're going to rinse it. It won't be as salty as it looks, because right now it looks like a salt brick. And I do not like salt bricks. I like salt, but not enough to where that's all you taste. We want this to be firm, smoky, and a little bit of salt. Not a lot. We don't want to taste salted salmon, because that is no good. Salted meat's not fun. So we're going to let this salmon here, kind of what it looks like, a decent amount of salt, set for about an hour, hour and a half tops. Because we do have a lot of salt, it's going to be working harder than if it was just a little bit of salt. So we're going to let this do its dry brine thing, and we're going to just relax, maybe drink a beer, who knows. But we're going to let this sit for an hour. Alright, so it is now Wednesday night. Last night I tried to get the salmon smoked and the salt smoked. I got the salt smoked, it actually turned out pretty good. Gotta try it on something sooner than later. But we had some technical difficulties with our smoker. Our pellet feed just went like berserk and overcrowded our pellets smoking chamber area. So we're going to keep a closer eye on it tonight, because last night, I don't know how long it sat for not doing its thing, but there was a good pile of pellets when I went to go try to figure out what happened. So we're going to check on this a little bit closer tonight, get this done, and be done with our Christmas cooking for the year. Alright, we'll check back in about a half hour with our smoker. Alright, we got our cherry apple mix going in our amazing pellet smoker tube. And our two big old fillets we cut in half, 4 manageable pieces of salmon. And the smoker is at 175. We're going to let this go for an hour and a half and check our fish. Well, our salmon is done, and we're going to turn the smoker off and let it cool down and do its thing. Alright, well, it's been a couple days since I got the salmon smoked. I'm actually up at the cabin my family rented for Christmas to go to NORTHSTAR, go skiing, snowboarding, whatever else they do. I don't really do any of that. I'm going to try to go maybe tubing or something. I don't know. I'm not trying to kill myself in the snow. But this is the reason for smoked salmon dip. Maybe I will make a video sooner than later on how to do that. Who knows? But I have got a couple texts from a couple friends that I did give a little bit of that salmon to. Saying it's the best salmon they ever had that was smoked. So if you like smoked salmon, definitely give this a try. You could even use smoked salt to probably cure it and cook it in the oven. Who knows? I don't know. I'm going to try that out with that smoked hickory salt. That'll be a different video. But always like this video, thumbs up it, thumbs down it, comment, questions, whatever. I also made a Facebook I'm going to attach this my YouTube account to. It is Chef Barry and then space River Chef. It's for my second job that I kind of mentioned I've been busy with in another video. So go ahead and like that. I'll add you if you send a thing. It's just for kind of marketing myself and my YouTube channel and my second job, like I said. Anyway, you guys all have a Merry Christmas, and I will look forward to hearing from you guys with some feedback sooner than later and make another video for you.